Hey, what's up, everybody? Les wanted me to come on real quickly and do this live for you all because what Les wanted me to do is Les wanted me to just let you all know that the enrollment is literally closing tonight at 11:59 p.m. And Les also wanted me to go over some questions and answers that people were having from the workshop. So that's why Les wanted me to come on real quickly. And I know how you guys feel. Trust me, I will feel the same way. You see Les is live, and then you come on and you see this light-skinned little skinny guy, right? I totally understand how you feel. I am exactly the same. I love when it says Les is live. I like seeing when it's Les Brown being live. That's how I feel as well too. So I understand. I'm sorry to disappoint you all, but Les wanted me to just share something important with you all. He wanted me to share with all of you that who were not able to make it to the workshop. He wanted me to share just pretty much with you just a recap of everything because he said, Les Brown said that he wanted me to make sure that before I go back home in California is that I make a huge impact on his entire audience. So I'm keeping my word to Les because right now he's actually traveling and I actually go back over. I'm actually in his studio still, but I'm going to go back where he's at literally tomorrow. But he wanted to make sure that I come on here and I come here live. And he said, Jay, don't worry. Because I was like, Les, what if the people get upset? They're like, I was expecting Les Brown to be there. This is just Jay. He said, it's okay. It's okay. They love you. So I hope you guys are okay with that. I hope you guys love me still. But I won't be too long. But what I will do is I will just share some of the major things. So the major thing, number one, that Les wanted me to share with you is he wanted to make sure that I help you understand that your story is powerful. Your story is important. Your story matters. And your story is a thing that allows you to separate yourself from the entire marketplace. Because here's the thing. A lot of times what people believe in what they think is they think that their story is not good enough in order to build an online business, to build literally, they think it's not good enough to build an impact on people's lives. But here's the thing. Your story is good enough. Your story matters. And there's power in your story. And this is what I want you all to realize. I want you to realize when you tell your story, within your story has lessons that someone else who's been where you used to be needs to hear now in order to save them, because they're looking at you. Even if you don't feel like you're super successful, even if you don't feel like you don't have every single thing that you want, they're still looking at you as the person that literally got past that phase that they're stuck at. So your story has a power and the ability to save people. You don't have, as Les always says, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great. And your story is the perfect place to start, because here's the thing that I also want to let you know, especially in marketing. Like, that's what I love doing. Marketing is my favorite thing in the world. And a lot of times I hear people say, Jay, or they ask Les, I want to be a motivational speaker, or Jay, I want to build my online course, but there's so many people in the same industry as me. It's so much competition around. So I don't know if I could really actually do it. And this is what we tell them. We tell them, look, your story, it actually attracts a part of the marketplace that no one else can actually get to, because people are attracted to the same things that they've been through. They're attracted to something that I like to share with people, as I always tell them, that your vibe attracts your tribe. So your story is a part of your vibe. It's the vibe that you actually bring to the marketplace. So your vibe is actually going to attract your tribe. So your story allows you to attract a specific part of a market that other people cannot get to. So you literally defy the myth and you destroy the myth of saturation, because for you, it doesn't exist. You know why? Because your story is uniquely designed for you, because your creator, God, has created that story for you so you can actually grow from it, learn from it, and also help others who need your help as well too, to bring you back up. So your story is powerful. Your story is what matters. Does that make sense? Type a yes in the chat for me if that makes sense. I want to make sure that all makes sense. Oh, people say they love me. I love you guys too. Hey, Jeanette. That's awesome. That's awesome. But thank you so much. But the next thing I want to go over is pretty much some of the things we went over the workshop. You can watch the workshop completely free. It's actually coming down tonight at 11:59 p.m. It's coming down tonight, but you can watch it for completely free still. It's still up, and it's extremely valuable. Whether you decide to join Speak for Profits or not, it's totally fine. Just watch the workshop. There's so many nuggets in it, but I'm going to go over a few things that we went over. So number one, that was the first thing about your story. Realizing your story is that powerful and it's unique. And the great thing about your story, guess what you can do with it? You pull the lessons from the story. And out of those lessons, you can create a curriculum, a program that impact and transform people's lives based off the lessons and the experiences that you've learned and that you've been through. That's what the program is. That's where your course starts. It starts with your story. And then people say, oh, well, I just want to impact everybody in the whole world. But I want you to remember this. Write this down. The niches are in the riches. I'm sorry. The riches are in the niches. All right. Write that down. The riches are in the niches. If you try to attract everybody and try to talk to everybody in your marketing, you're going to reach nobody. And here's the best avatar you can actually talk to: the person you used to be. Because again, remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. So the things that you used to be, think about the old you. Like what I want you to do is I want you to think, because when people think about their courses, what they need to understand, even any kind of program you realize this. This is how you create transformation. Realizing where someone is right now and where they want to be. And then literally call out the steps, draw out the steps to actually get there. And the cool thing is your story, you used to be at a certain place. Go back and think, who was that person? What was that person like? What did they do? What did they think like? What did they like doing? What did they struggle with? And once you realize that, you can literally craft a niche just off of that alone. Because a lot of times the best person to save is who you used to be. Because a lot of people going through what you used to be. So that is something that you want to realize when it comes to literally niching down. It's super, super important. And we go deep into that. So you want to realize that's valuable and it's really, really important, because that's going to be the key. And that's what you really, really want to understand, okay? Because there's something called market sophistication. I don't want to get too advanced on you, but market sophistication is realizing, in its essence, where is your marketplace at? So if a marketplace has a lot more people in it, like a lot of people want to be motivational speakers, the question is, how do you make a dent in a place that has a lot of competition, right? The key to make a dent in a place that has a lot of competition is to niche down, focus specifically on something or a specific niche within the whole niche. So let's say, for example, if you're just a motivational speaker, let's just say that's what you do. You're just a motivational speaker. You talk to whoever wants to hire you, right? That's going to be a lot tougher because you got a lot more competition. But if you say, I'm a motivational speaker for doctors, that's very niche down, right? I'm a motivational speaker for kids. I'm a motivational speaker for vegans, right? That's super, super niche. But that's how you start to niche in your market, and you create a blue ocean and a red ocean marketplace. If you don't know what that is, that's another marketing term. And what that means is, let's say, for example, if you're literally in an ocean, let's say you're in an ocean, and there's an ocean full of sharks, and the water's red. Why is the water red? Because there's so much fish and there's so much shark, and it's the water turns red because of all the blood, because so many sharks are eating all the fishes, because there's so much blood, right? So that's an overcrowded marketplace. But if you have a blue ocean, it's barely just a few sharks there. And that's why the water is blue, because it's not a lot of blood, it's just a few sharks. So you want to constantly create a blue ocean for yourself, for your marketplace. And the key is literally niching down. So now that let's do a quick recap. We got your story. Your story is what makes you unique. Your story is a great place to actually start. And your story is the thing that should actually start and build the course, right? That's what it should be, okay? And now once you got that, you niche down. Now the next thing I want to talk about is building your course in a day. Because here's the biggest problem people have. What they end up doing is they literally take months, years, and even decades just to build their actual course. And that is a wrong thing you want to do. What most people do is they literally build their course first, and then they try to sell it. And you should never, ever, ever, ever do that, unless you just don't want to be successful and you hate money, right? You should never do that if that's the case, because here's the thing. when you build the course first, you're not building it based off what the market wants. You're building it based off what you think the market wants. Does that make sense? Type a yes in the chat if that makes sense. Let me see some yeses coming in the chat if that makes sense. All right, cool. So, because you want to build, because Zig Ziglar said this. He said, if you know what a person wants or needs, you have the ability to make a fortune. And that is so true. So the key thing to becoming successful when it comes to selling your story, speaking, and selling your course is knowing what people want. If you don't know what people want, they're not going to buy it. So when you build a course first and then try to sell it, you're building it based off what you think they want. And you're actually most likely building off what you think they need. You try to give them what you think they need instead of figuring out what they actually want. And that's why I set up literally creating it first and then selling it. You sell it first and then you create it. Because not only here's some things that happen when you do that. Number one, you get paid to build your course. Instead of spending months, years, and decades and literally like taking forever and never actually building your course, you get paid to build your course when you sell it first and then build it. Because guess what? And before someone can buy something, let's say if it's online or anything, let's do this analogy. If you go on Amazon, you type it on Amazon, you search and you see something that you like and you buy it. Did you actually get to touch the product before you bought it? Did you actually get to hold it and try it on before you bought the product? No, you bought the idea of the product. You bought the idea. You bought the marketing, the message around the product. And that message spoke to your wants, your needs, and your desires. And that's why you bought it. You see, before that transaction happened, you were sold on the idea, right? Does that make sense? Type a yes in the chat if that makes sense. I want to make sure that makes sense. All right, I see Jeanette said yes. Sandra said yes. Crystal said yes. John said yes. All right, cool. But that's the thing. The same things with your course, because here's the thing. If you can't sell it before you build it, then that means there's something fundamentally wrong with your marketing message. But that's a good thing. I mean, you can literally go back and change it. But if you literally built your course first and then sold it, you would literally have to do the entire course all over again, right? So it's a lot more challenging. And that's why you literally want to make sure that you sell it before you build it. Because before someone buys, they buy into the idea of what the course is. And once they buy into the idea, that gives you confirmation that that is actually a great marketing message. And that marketing message will work and you get paid to actually build the course. And now that you understand that, the next thing that you want to understand is once you got that down, the very best way to start your course off is building what I call an MVC. That stands for minimum viable course. Now, what does that mean? That means you build the course, literally you build the course just good enough so you know that people can actually, it will sell and people will get results from it. You don't spend years and decades trying to make it the perfect course, because here's a newsflash. Your very first course is not going to be your last course. Your very first course is not going to be your best course. Your very first course, it's not going to be the thing that you just end with. You're going to constantly and never-ending improve it. You're going to commit to constant, never-ending improvement for your course, because at the end of the day, we're here not just to get money. We're here to make an impact on people's lives, right? So to do that, you have to always be improving, always making things better. Does that make sense? Type a yes in the chat if that makes sense. All right, I see a lot of yeses going in. All right, cool. So yes, that's the thing you want to just realize, and you also want to remember, okay? The MVC, and the best part about it is you want to do the MVC in the live component. And there's a few reasons why you want to do this. When you do an MVC, your minimum viable course, your first course, just think of it as a rough draft. Your rough draft course in a live sessions, the benefit of that is you get to do group coaching with multiple people, and you get more results, because when you have live interaction with people, you build a friendship, you build a connection with people, and you're able to literally give them customized feedback to help them get results. And guess what that does for you when you do your next launch, when you actually like release the official program? Guess what that does for you? it literally allows you to get great testimonials. And when you have great testimonials, it's easier to market. It's easier to even sell. So that's why this is so powerful, because your first course can get the most results possible when you're doing this live component, and you get a lot of feedback to make the course even better and better and better and better, right? Because once you got the marketing down, the next thing to do to continually scale your course is going to be literally creating a great product, creating something that people just love, they get results with, and it truly impacts and make a profound change in their lives. So that's what you want to just realize. So that's literally the second thing that we went over. Now, the last and final thing, and then I'll let all you beautiful people go, is literally how to generate consistent a stream of sales, even if you have a zero online presence and no followers whatsoever. It does not matter. You don't need hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of followers in order to actually generate sales for your course or your coaching program. You don't need that. You know why? Because I want you to practice a method that I call OPF, and that stands for other people's followers, right? Other people's followers. And if you want to get like a full detailed, watch the replay, just go to speakforprofits with an s.com/ODM, the little hyphen dingy replay. And then you can literally watch the replay. I go in depth with that. But in essence, the other people's followers is you just tapping in and getting people who have literally, let's say, 100,000 followers, 1 million followers. Literally, you're getting them to post what I call your hooks. You get them to post your value hooks. What is a value hook? A value hook is a way to word what you do that sparks curiosity and also adds value, and it also makes people want to actually work with you. That is what I call a value hook. So there's a very specific formula that we'll be going in depth with this with all of our members and Speak for Profits. But it's super, super powerful, super valuable. But just think about this. You can literally work with these accounts on Instagram that have, let's say, for example, 100,000 followers. Think about this. If you're a brand new coach, got 0 followers, you work with this account, and then you get them to promote, to post your value hook to their own audience. Your brand has literally just got visibility to over 100,000 people in less than 24 hours. And let's say not all 100,000 people see it. Let's just say only 10,000 people see it, right? Then that's still 10,000 people. This is why it does not matter how big your following is or what's your presence online. That does not matter. You can literally create a presence literally within 24 hours by literally working with influencers. And we're gonna go super, super in depth with that inside of our coaching program. I'm super excited about it. And you all, if you'd like to get more details about the coaching program that me and Les Brown are actually doing, where Les is literally going to be taking you literally live for the course of 8 weeks and literally pulling your story out of you. And he's literally going to just show you how to improve it and what are the lessons within it as well too. And I'm going to help you convert that into a program, into a course. And literally, you can literally go watch a beautiful example. If you watch the replay, we literally did a beautiful example with Donisha, and she's actually part of the Speak for Profits family. Welcome to the family, Donisha. I know Jeanette. I saw Jeanette in here. Welcome to the family, Jeanette. I saw her. We talked the other day because what I'm doing is we're building relationships with everyone that joins the Speak for Profits program. You're going to personally get to know Les Brown and get to personally know me as well too. We're a team. We're literally here with you through this whole way. So I'm super excited for it. And now what I want to do is just want to open up for any questions. Can you post the link in the comments? Yes, I can. But I want to open up for questions. I'm going to post the link for you all. But please, everyone, if you have any questions about anything, Les also told me, Jay, can you please go on and do a Q&A for me? Because he says some people may have some questions. You want to make sure that they get answers. So if you have any questions, please put them inside the comments. You're welcome, Sandra. You're welcome. You're welcome. But yes, and ask me anything, whether it be about marketing, whether it be about business or anything like that. I know one of the questions someone asked, they said, could this actually work if they don't live in the United States? This can work whatever country that you actually live in. Because one thing I want you to realize, another thing that someone asked before on the live, they said, what if they have an accent? Like, would this work if they have an accent? It does, because one thing I want you to realize is that your story is a accumulation of a few different things. A big part is your identity, right? Your stories are part of your identity. So what do I mean by that? Who you are. So you can actually create whatever your native language is. You can create a course within your native language, and then you target specifically your native language. So that way your accent doesn't matter. You don't have to only target the US market. You can target other market, your own market, wherever you at. And let's say if you live in the US, but your accent is still strong, and you can either go and still target. That's a beautiful thing about online. You can live in the United States and still target people in whatever country that you're from. Or let's say if you want to just improve your accent, Les has actually a connection with someone that actually helps people improve their accents. And those people who join the Speak for Profits, if that's a problem that they have and want to improve it, they'll be able to have access to those resources. So what days of the week is it, Brian? So for Les Browns and I 8-week live training program is literally going to be Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So it's going to be 3 days of the week, and it's going to be around like 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. How long are the meetings? The meetings, Brian, they're going to be ranging anywhere from an hour to maybe about an hour and a half to maybe even 2. So that's how long they're going to be. And they're all going to be recorded for you. So if you can't make it to each of the meetings live, they're all going to be recorded for you. Everyone that's joins, because we're not doing a massive launch. We're asking everybody to join. We're only having about, I originally said 25. And then literally Les, if you watch the replay, Les Brown was literally over there. He said, you know what, Jay? 7 is my favorite number. Let's just do 28 live on the spot. I'm like, all right, that's only 3 more extra people. We could do that. So we're doing about 28 right now. Right now, I have to double check, but I think we have about 26 more people. We have 26 people all together. So we only got about 2 more spots. So, but if you go and watch replay, you try to enroll, and then it literally, like, you click the button, and it literally says, like, all the spots have been taken. That means that, unfortunately, there's no more spots left, right? So that would be the only thing. Jeff said, I'm in. Let's go, Jeff. Welcome to the family. Did you join? Does that mean you joined, Jeff? That's awesome. If you did, what I'm also doing, for those that join, you all are going to be getting, like, everybody next week is getting one-on-one calls with me. And we're also doing, like, we're literally creating a custom tailored game plan for you. And you're going to have my personal number. So as you go through this program, any questions you have, any things you want to go through, if you don't want to share things inside the group in the community, because what we do is we have a WhatsApp group, we have a Facebook group for the community, and then everyone also gets my phone number as well too. And you get to meet with Les every week for 8 weeks, 3 days a week, and get to ask any questions to help you get motivated. And Les Brown is literally making the first part. He's going to literally bulletproof your mind. So you can always have that hunger and that motivation to get things done when you don't feel like doing them. So that's awesome. I'm super happy to see you. Let me see. Sandra. Oh, no. Sandra, I have a Brooklyn, Bronx, New York accent. Oh, that's what's up, Sandra. I love those accents. Kimberly, do I have to have an account or presence on all the social media platforms? No, Kimberly. What we prefer is you focus on one. For me personally, I've made my first 6 figures by simply just only focusing on Instagram. I made my very first 6 figures by only focusing on Instagram. Instagram's one of my favorite platforms that I think it's one of the best because it's one of the easiest to build relationships. Like we get a lot of leads and a lot of sales from TikTok as well too, but I'm in a different area. When you're just now starting, you focus on one. And once you master that one, and then you got someone on your team who can like control it and manage it for you, then you go to the next one, because you want to realize this: where focus goes, energy flows. So when you focus on mastery, when you focus on getting good at this one thing, you get to make it better and better and better. But if you focus on this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing, you're never going to get good. So you want to just focus on one thing at a time and don't move on to the next until you got someone else who's trained up and delegated on that and can actually do it. So that's what I would say. Just focus on one platform. I think that was Kimberly. Kimberly said that. So the main platform we'll start focusing on at first will literally be, hang on. Oh, okay. The main one we'll focus on is going to be Instagram at first. And I'm going to go over I'm going to show everybody, like, inside the program, I'm going to show you posts that I did that generated like hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales for us. I'm going to break down the posts, and you're going to get the scripts, what I did. And I'm going to give you literally 100 of my value hooks. So these are 100 hooks that I use. Like, my videos are literally structured all around. and that comes with everything. So Louisa, I think I said your name wrong. Sorry, Liza. Hi, how can I grow my audience? What's the strategies I can follow? So what we do to grow the audience is the key is you literally work with influencers. So there's a lot of different strategies you can actually do. Like, and these are strategies that I personally did with my own e-commerce business. I just transitioned them into actually selling the courses and building my brand, and they are just as effective. And what you do is you literally just have value posts. Let's say, for example, if your course is around delicious vegan recipes, your audience is vegans, right? So if that's what your course is all about, then what you want to do is you want to work with the vegan pages on Instagram and have them repost your value hooks, your value post, and that's going to attract people to your page, because the way you structure the value hooks, it gives value, it sparks curiosity, and it makes people take action. So that's how you spark them. That literally grows it like crazy. And you can also work with personal brand influencers where their call to action is literally just to follow your page or contact your page. And we've literally grown accounts literally to 10,000 followers literally within just like about 15 days. So that is exactly how we would do it. I have a DoorDash coming real quick, you guys. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure. Worst case, I'm still gonna come back down here and we'll continue Q&A. Let me just double check. I'm gonna just tell him to leave it at the door. Okay. All right. Richard, I'm starting a charity. I'm really struggling on monetizing things. Will this help me, or should I look at a different program with less? So, Richard, the main thing when it comes to a charity, this is not necessarily a charity, but what you could do. Give me 1 second, you all. I'm sorry. This is my Grubhub guy. I'm sorry, you all. Give me 1 second. My DoorDash guy. I got to go pick it up real quick. Give me 1 second. I'll be back. Sorry, everybody. I had to get my DoorDash. I got like some acai bowls, my favorite food in the world. So let me go back. So Richard, you were saying I'm starting a charity. I'm really struggling on monetizing things. Will this help me, or should I look at a different program with less? So I would definitely say that the most important part, and I was talking to someone about this the other day, the most important part about for-profits and nonprofits and charities is they're all still a business. Just because it's called a nonprofit, the thing is, if you're not profitable in a nonprofit, then your nonprofit would cease to exist. And what are the things that make the difference between profitability and not profitability? It's marketing. So what you can do, Richard, is if you can think, I don't know the ins and out of your actual charity, but what you can do is you can create programs that literally people have to invest in, and it helps you actually create your own funds for the actual charity. So what I do, for example, when I start like new businesses, is I focus first on like a cash flow business that allows me to actually fund the main business. That's what I've always done my whole life. And one of the best things to do is literally if you have like something online, because here's the thing about coaching and courses. It's literally the highest margin business ever. And I can say this confidently because I've literally been in the e-commerce space for literally decades. Like I've literally been in e-commerce pretty much 8 years, not decades yet, but 8 years. And our margins literally, it was like about 30%. That was our margin. So with a course, the thing is, once you build it once, that's it. It's all online. The only thing else you probably pay for is literally like a Kajabi account and literally ClickFunnels. That is pretty much it. Everything else is 100% profit. So what I would say, Richard, I think this would be a good program, but what I would say is that you just have to think creatively, because if it's specifically just starting a charity, actually, I would ask you this, Richard, what is your charity about? Because you could create a program that literally targeting the people that you're trying to target to raise funds from the charity. That program can target those people and give and help them, serve them with a need or desire or a want or solve a problem for them. And then that way you can literally raise funds by literally getting them to invest into the program, and you can take that money. Now you're raising your own funds, and you can get them to constantly invest. Like, you can add two parts of it. You can add like selling them the program, and then them giving them an option to actually donate to the charity. It can be two things in one, which would boost the revenue. So that being said, I think that it's a great program, regardless, just because it's going to go heavy into marketing and product development, and understanding your market. Jeff, less is amazing. Yes, less is super amazing. What about LinkedIn? Jeff said, what about LinkedIn? So I don't personally work. I've never actually, me personally, never used LinkedIn. So I don't. So what I do is just, because with LinkedIn, I can't ever comment on it because I've never really used it. But I know for a fact that Instagram and Facebook, the reason why they're so powerful as well too, because when we get more advanced, like after we get people to like the $10,000 a month mark, the next mark is literally like learning how to run ads. And I personally love running ads, because once you build a following like on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, you can actually retarget them with ads. And you can literally follow them, as crazy as it sounds. You can follow them around the internet. So you've probably heard, or like maybe one of you saw something before, or you were talking about something before, or you literally just went to a website and then you leave. Next thing you know, you see an ad about what that ad just pops up. Has that ever happened to you? Say yes in the chat. Has that happened to you? If that's happened to you before, literally it's because they're retargeting you with ads. So that's why it's so powerful, Jeff. That's why I prefer personally. I've made all my money, most of my money on Instagram and Facebook ads. It's more than enough. But one platform, what I want you to realize is one platform is more than enough to make millions of dollars with. Just, you got to focus on one. Sandra, do you still have your Instagram account? Yes, I do. Chris, Jay, what is the cost of the membership? Well, Chris, when you say membership, because what are you talking about? Are you talking about Speak for Profits or the greatness culture? Because the Speak for Profits, it's not a membership, because memberships is you pay monthly for. The greatness culture is a membership. But all the details for the program is literally at the replay. If you go to speakforprofits.com/ODM replay, I'll post it in the chat for you again. You can enroll there and you can watch replay. Let me see. Sounds good. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Hello. He is hungry. I do sales for a web development and marketing company. All right. Awesome, Jeff. It's all good. Everybody go eat. It's a Christian charity helping the community elderly. That's really awesome advice. Thank you. Okay. So it's a Christian charity. All right. So one of my friends, actually, I don't know if this has any correlation, but one of my friends, he sells a course. I talked about him inside the replay. His name is Vaughn. He sells a gospel piano course, and he charges about $5,000, and he literally does over $200,000 a month teaching people how to do gospel piano. So again, another times people think that you can't make a lot of money with your courses unless you're teaching people business, or unless you're teaching people how to make money online. That's not true. It's not, because what I want you to realize is when it comes to selling anything, like when it comes to building a course and getting sales, all sales comes down to is realizing this: people don't buy products, they buy solutions. People don't buy products, they buy solutions. So the only question is, what is the problem that you're solving? So, Richard, what I would do is I would dive deep, and we have a whole process when we go into your story. We go into like market research, we go into competition research, and then we help you formulate a course from there as well too. So if it's a Christian charity helping the community elderly, on top of my head, without me knowing too much about your story, Richard, and diving deep with you, what I would do is, let's say, for example, if I had a relationship course, right? What I would do to niche down, I would say I help Christian. I help I help Christians improve their relationships. Like I'll have an offer targeting Christians. Like I help Christians improve their relationships or something. I just had like a complete like brain fart. But I would say something like this. You help Christians improve their marriages, right? So if you help Christians improve their marriages, then what you could do literally with that offer on the back end, you can have like a charity where literally it's for the elderly. So what I would do is I will have some kind of offer where my target market is Christians, and then you're helping them with like a problem that they have. So that's why I said like the first example in my mind was just like you help Christians improve their marriages, right? You can do some, or you help Christians improve their leadership skills, or you help Christian churches attract more members, or anything like that. That would be your target market, and then on the back end, I'll have that charity where those members can actually donate. And here's the thing: the more you serve, and the more people you get results, and the more people you help inside of your community, the better results you get your people, the more willing they're going to want to pay for the next thing. They're going to want to invest or donate to a charity that you stand by. So that's the thing. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Richard? Sorry I messed up a little bit, but yeah. Richard, wow, I need to become a piano teacher. Well, you can do it in any niche, Richard. It's just literally, again, it's thinking about like what you want, what your story is, what your passion, what are your skills, and things like that. Then from there, we dive into it. But you can do it in anything. Like in the replay, I literally went over another example. The jump rope dudes, they do literally over $1 million a year teaching people how to jump rope. So it's not just one thing. Chris said, is a husband and wife okay as one signing up? Of course they are. Of course. That's the greatest thing. You both will be together, and then we'll both have the calls. So what I'm doing literally the remainder of next week, the next week, actually starting tomorrow, is I'm doing Zoom calls, one-on-one Zoom calls with everybody in the group. Because what we're doing not tomorrow, but next week, we're doing one-on-one Zoom calls, and also less is everyone who got that bonus. Because anyone who pays in full, they get a one-on-one bonus with Les Brown. They get to speak with Les Brown for 15 minutes on the call, literally just get to know him and everything like that for people who pay in full. That's one of the bonuses we're doing. So all next week, I'm going to be doing Zoom calls with everyone, whether you pay in full or you do a payment plan. And then Les is going to be doing the one-on-one calls with everyone that also as well too paid in full, okay? And that following week, we actually start. So we start on Monday. Monday is going to be the actual first day, Monday the 17th. So Monday the 17th is going to be the very first day of the actual training. All next week is literally getting everybody ready, talking to everybody, figuring out where they are right now, what are their current potential roadblocks that they may have, and how can we help them overcome that so we can create a customized, tailored approach for each and everybody there. That's why right now we're not accepting just as many people as possible, because if we were accepting as many people as possible, then we wouldn't be able to pretty much have this personal one-on-one connection and be able to help everybody with this level of intimacy. It wouldn't be possible. It just wouldn't. And that's what we want to do, because literally what we want to do as well too, because next time we do our official launch, we're going to launch this at $5,000. That's pretty much going to be our official launch. It's going to be $5,000. And the reason that we're going to be doing that is because we're going to be taking these people that sign up for this right here, this launch. Me and Les Brown are going to take those people, and our number one goal is to get them results to at least $10,000 a month with their course. Because when they get to that point, we can then hire them to be coaches for our next official launch if they want to be a coach. If they want to be coaches and make like an additional stream of income on top of their courses, and they want to work with like Les Brown and myself and build the company, then they can literally hire them to be coaches to literally help more students as well too. So that way we can invite more people in. But we're always gonna have like a cap every time we do a launch, just because we want to make sure that's what's the most important thing. Is literally getting people results. We want to make sure we get everyone results. And then when we get everyone results, then we literally will open up more, because we don't want to, there's something you want to realize in business. There is a such thing as scaling too fast. And a lot of companies have been destroyed from scaling the business too fast. So that's something you don't want to do. So that is yeah. I mean, any more questions? Richard, thank you so much. My brain is fired up with ideas now. All makes sense now. 100%, brother. And if all of you that are watching right now, if you want to see the full replay or you want to sign up, just go to speakforprofits.com/ODM and then do that little dash replay. Enrollment does close tonight at 11:59 p.m. Enrollment will absolutely be closed because we'll literally be starting pretty much this Monday all the little one-on-one calls and Zoom calls with everybody that we need to do. And then from there, that'll be that. So any other questions anyone want to ask? Let me know. I'm gonna have to go in a little bit because my acai bowls are gonna get melted. Sandra said awesome. Brian said, "Are you really only 27?" Yes, Brian. I'm getting old. I am getting old. But I started my first business when I was literally 19. And no, I don't come from an entrepreneur family. I actually come from a very poor family. But what changed my life was literally I did door-to-door sales, and door-to-door sales is the thing that literally changed my life because, long story short, when I was doing door-to-door sales, I realized that it's so powerful how you can learn something and can actually change your life. One of the guys who was teaching me, who was my mentor, he literally told me, like, if you listen to Les Brown every day and you read this book, then you can create whatever you want. And that book was How to Influence and Influence People. So long story short, that allowed me to be able to become one of the top sales guys extremely fast in the company after suffering for like weeks. And then listening to Les Brown helped me like realize, oh wow, I can also be successful as well too. So it's crazy how the God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, it's crazy how everything just ties back in and works together. Now we're business partners, and I'm helping him. So it's crazy and it's amazing. But that's how I got my start, and that led me into entrepreneurship. And my first business was actually an eBay business. I actually built businesses on eBay where I sold multiple different products, and that went really well. And then literally as the winters came, then the next challenge was it was only me. So it was hard to fulfill all those orders. I got into drop shipping, but my main thing has always been e-commerce and then coaching and stuff. So yeah, I am really 27. Any other questions? And I think there was a question that I saw earlier. I've been 27 for 23 years now. Let's go, Richard. What I like to say when because I sometimes I say, oh, I feel like I get old. And people say, oh, how old are you? I say, I don't know. I'm on the new. I don't age. I just get on a new level, right? So I'm not 27. I'm on level 27. Every year I level up. But yes, I just want you all just to realize that whatever you want in life, whatever your goals, your dreams, or your desires are, you can achieve them. And don't be afraid, because fear is always going to be there staring at you in the face, trying to stop you. Because here's the thing, your brains are designed, they're literally designed to keep you safe, to keep you comfortable. So your brain, what comfortable is and what safe is, it is predictable. That's what your brain perceives safe and comfortability. It perceives it as predictable, right? So anything that it can predict, it considers safe. And that's why it's so hard for people to change. That's why it's so hard for people to make a decision. That's why it's so hard for people to invest into themselves, because they fear the unknown. Their brain is literally warning them, wow, we don't know what's going to happen. Danger, danger, danger. And that stops them from actually grasping the opportunity. So that's something you want to realize. And when you feel that fear, like if you feel fear of joining us and literally having me and Les literally mentoring you for literally 8 weeks, if you feel a fear of having that, literally what I want you to do is realize this. I want you to realize that fear is an acronym. It stands for face everything and rise. Face everything and rise. Every time you feel that fear, when you know it's something you want to, you know you have a desire to do this thing, but the only thing stopping you is that fear. Your thoughts of a future that may not never happen. Your thoughts of a negative future that may not ever happen is paralyzing you right here today. If that is you, I want you to just acknowledge the fear, take a deep breath in, blow it out, and ask yourself, is my life in danger right now? Because your brain's number one goal is survival. And a lot of times that fear signal sparks to literally warn you, is our survival in place? Is your survival in place? If your survival is not in place and you feel like it's an opportunity that you truly want, that you truly desire, then go for it. Literally face everything and rise. Because here's the interesting thing about faith and fear. Faith and fear, they both require you to believe in something that you cannot see and that may not ever happen. But only you can make the choice. Only you can make the decision. And here's the thing. It's not our conditions that determine our destiny. It is our decisions that determine our destiny. And you're only one decision away from literally changing your life, from getting the things that you want in life, from literally having the life and the freedom that you truly want and that you truly deserve. But you, only you can make that decision. No one else can make it for you. And I know sometimes it can be challenging because you're going against an enemy that knows your every weakness, that knows your every move, that's able to rationalize, tell yourself rational lies. And that enemy is yourself. You have to face boldly within yourself and decide to make a decision, because decision, and its Latin root means to cut off from. So when you decide, you cut off from all negative possibilities and you focus and you go all the way in. And that's why when you decide to sign up and you decide to join Speak for Profits and get mentored by Les Brown and myself, when you decide to do that, we are all in for you. That's actually why we created our No Student Left Behind policy. And what that actually is literally, we're going to keep working with you until you get results. And let's say, for example, if you are selling your course and your course is literally $500, it only takes about literally 4 course sales to literally make the investment back. If your course is $1,000, it only takes about 2 course sales to get your investment back. So you literally have to realize that it's not difficult. It's just a numbers game. It's just a simple math equation. So if that's you and I'm talking to you, you hear me in your heart, then don't allow your fear to stop you. Remember fear, and remember as an acronym, face everything and rise. Whenever there's an argument between your heart and your mind, follow your heart, because your heart knows and your mind thinks. Follow your heart. Don't be afraid, right? Because if nothing changes, then nothing changes. You have to realize that. So make the decision. I love all of you. I appreciate you all being here with me. I'm super excited for those of you who do sign up. And those of you who don't sign up, then just at least go watch the replay so you get so much value, because I specifically literally gave my all in the replay just to still teach you and still give you as much value as I possibly could, because I wanted to help people even if they didn't have a chance to actually sign up. I still wanted to give them value. And you can if you want to grab one of those last few spots or you want to watch the replay, you can go to speakforprofits.com/ODM replay. That's speakforprofits.com/ODM replay. I literally just put it inside the chat. And let's see. Any last final questions? I think that is all it. Any last final questions? Put a last final questions in before that. If not, then we'll end it right here. I appreciate all of you for staying here with me this long. It's been great. It's been an honor. And me and Les cannot wait to just continually provide as much value to all of you as possible. So I love you all. I wish you all nothing but the best. And remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to become great. Peace, love, and blessings. Bye for now.